Hey, I'm Brian 10K, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm starting a new series called Campground Review, where I give you detailed and informative information on the campgrounds I'm staying at. Hopefully this will give you a good idea if you're trying to make a reservation to follow through or not. Today I'm staying at Crescent Lake Campground. I've been here a couple times and I really enjoy it. It's located between Tofte and Grand Marais in the Superior National Forest of Minnesota. It's about a 4-hour drive from Minneapolis and St. Paul and about a 1.5-hour drive from Duluth. The nearest gas station is 35 minutes away off Highway 61 in Tofte. It's a great close place to get snacks, gas, ice, and firewood. Some cool state parks nearby are Temperance River, and if you want to drive a little bit farther, you can go to Tetaguchi and Cascade Falls. To get here from Highway 61, go north on the Sawbill Trail, then next take a right on the grade, then finally take another right when you hit Forest Road 1274. This campground has 6 walk-in sites, 1 through 5 and 34, and 28 drive-in sites, numbers 6 through 33. RVs with a maximum size of 45 feet can reserve the campsites 9, 12, 13, 16, 17, 20, 21, 23, 25, 26, 30, and 31. Most campsites here cost $18 a night, and if you have a second vehicle, it costs an extra $9 a night. If you have any more vehicles than that, you can't park it near your campsite. You need to park it in the parking lot, but you can do that for free. Some things to note: this campground has handicap accessible sites, a boat launch, fishing pier, trash collection sites, drinking water, vaulted toilets, picnic tables, fire pits with grills on them, and I'll be showing you a lot of these things later. Dogs are allowed at the campground, but they must be on a leash, so this is really good for pet owners. Another thing to note, there are bears in this area, so make sure you keep your food or toothpaste, deodorant outside your tent, and make sure to have them locked up in your vehicles. And if you want to be super safe, what I usually do, if you have like a open chip bag, put it into a Ziploc container and have it sealed. That'll keep all the odor out, and also just keep that in your vehicle. I have seen bears in the Superior National Forest, so plan accordingly when you pack. So first things first, I'll give you a tour of my campsite. I'm staying at number 17. One thing I forgot to mention, if you guys want to reserve one of these camping sites, the link will be down below to the recreation.gov website. So a lot of these campsites are really unique. They all look really different from each other, but that means there are some advantages and some disadvantages to all these sites. I really like mine because it's really nice and open. This is what my tent pad looks like here. Pretty flat. I don't think you could fit 2 tents in this area. I'll show you what it looks like from the backside. So it just goes back there. I mean, maybe you could fit 2 tents if you did one sideways here and then one sideways there, you could. But I really like how open my campsite is. There's a lot of open area here for people to set up chairs and hang around. One thing to mention, it is pretty unlevel right here, so I mean, you could fit up a tent, but it's pretty rocky and unlevel. Also, there's this area over here where it looks like they tried to have like a tent pad or something, but it's really small. So like I mentioned earlier, there's picnic tables. I'm pretty sure there's picnic tables at every site. I mean, they're pretty nice. They're a little rickety, but they do the job. And this is what the fire pits look like. They got that grill, like I said earlier. I had a fire here yesterday and had no problems. Also, this site has lake access. If you take that trail, it'll take you down to the lake, and I'll show you guys that in a bit. But one thing to mention about this campsite is there's these stairs that come up, and a lot of these sites here have these stairs where I kind of like it because it gets you up on this hill over here, and you can kind of look down and see the road and everything. But if you got a lot of heavy stuff, it's kind of a hassle to carry them up these stairs. And also, this site is not handicap accessible. So now I'll take you guys down to the lake. This trail is really nice. It's got these nice stairs down here. It's nice having one of these campsites if you're bringing a small boat or canoe, because you can just tie it up down here. I mean, if you feel safe leaving it there, and you can just walk down and take it off from your site. So here's the view from the bottom of the site. There's not that much room to fish down here, but there's these nice trees over here to have your boat and canoe tied off. And yeah, there's just this little area right here. So now I'll head back up to the top and I'll give you guys one more little view of the site. I forgot, I should probably show you guys what the parking looks like here. Can easily fit the 2 vehicles that you're maximum allowed to have. Again, this is Site 17, and after a couple days of staying here, I would definitely recommend it. Here's a look at Site 23. Looks like you could fit 2 vehicles in here, but you'd have to cram them in. And I'm not sure you'd want to have 2 vehicles because this is one of the smaller sites, but still pretty nice if you have like a small tent. I suppose you could fit a camper here actually, it is pretty level. And then there's this incline here. It comes up to the fire pit and the picnic table. Kind of interesting, there's this giant boulder here. Give you a little look at the size here. Yeah, pretty small site. Here's Site 21. So look at the drive-in. You could fit 2 vehicles in there, I believe. Here's Site 11. And I think this one's actually a bit smaller than the last one I showed you guys. Maybe not. Goes back there a little bit. It's a bit grassy though. This one has a different looking fire pit than the other ones. The walls are really high on this. Just a look from the back. Yeah, you can fit a couple tents back here, but it is pretty grassy. I feel like the bugs get pretty bad at this site. Here's a look at Site 32. This is one of the larger ones. You could definitely fit a big camper here. As well as put a couple tents back here. And again, the fire pit and a picnic table. And for some reason, here's another one of these tent pad things, but it looks way too small to fit a decent sized tent. So here's a look at one of the bathrooms at the campground. Go ahead and show you guys what it looks like on inside. I already checked if someone was in here. So it's just a standard like porta potty toilet. And there's $1 here. Easy. Oh, I was gonna say, they don't have, some campsites have hand sanitizer out here. And I guess, I don't know if somebody brought it, but there's some here, so that's nice. And these all lock from the inside, of course. Here's a look at one of the trash collection sites. These are the ones that have the bar over top for the bears. So you just pull them out. And then once you get pulled out, you can lift these up. From what I've seen, most of them look like this, but there is one closer to the entrance of the park that has a whole bunch of things for recycling, for like aluminum and glass and things like that. Here's a look at one of the little recycling spots I was talking about. We got plastic bottles, steel cans, aluminum cans, both aluminum cans, clear glass, brown glass, and green glass. So that's kind of nice. Here is one of the spots for drinking water. Also a good spot to wash your dishes. See how pressurized this is. Here's a look at the parking lot. It's very large, so there's plenty of room for any extra vehicles, as well as parking a boat trailer. And this just comes all the way down and loops around a road here. But this side is only for parking, that side is just a road. Now here's a look at the boat launch as well as the dock. I remember a couple years ago I caught a smallmouth off the end of this. And the boat launch has these concrete slabs and they're really level, so it's gonna be really easy to back up any medium-sized boat. And the road just comes straight to the boat launch as well as having a turnaround here, so very easy. Now finally, here's a look at the fishing pier. It's got a couple of benches here on the side. This could be a great place to fish as well as relax and get a good view of the lake. Speaking of the lake, I'm going to give you guys some information about it as well as some information about fishing here. The lake is 755 acres, which is one of the bigger lakes in this area, and it has a maximum depth of 28 feet, which is pretty shallow. From it being that shallow, there's actually a couple of islands you can go and fish around here. In terms of structure, there's a lot of big rocks and boulders, and there's a lot of fallen trees along the shoreline that you can fish under too. This lake is said to have smallmouth bass, northern pike, walleye, bluegill, muskie, green sunfish, and perch. From what I've researched, a lot of people say it's really easy to catch walleye in northern here, but I haven't tried fishing for them yet. In past years, I've caught some pretty decent sized smallmouth, probably like this big. I haven't done much fishing this trip because I'm trying to make this video and everything, but I guarantee there are some big smallmouths in here. So now with all the things I showed you, let's go to the final rating. For this series, we're going to score by location, campsites, facilities and extras. This is things like bathroom and trash collection, and for future episodes could include things like showers or a lodge. The extras part would be things like boat rentals and free Wi-Fi. And finally, we will score the reservation cost. Starting with location, this gets a 7. In Minnesota, it doesn't get much better than this in terms of being close to so many state parks, as well as being in the vast and peaceful Superior National Forest. The beautiful lake the campsite is on also gives the score a big boost. Next, the score for campsites gets a 7 as well. This could be higher, but not all campsites here are equal. There are a few sites that are very small and overgrown with tall grass. But don't get me wrong, some of the sites with lake access are large and some of the best campsites I've seen in this area. Moving on to facilities and extras, another 7. The bathrooms are clean, the trash collection sites are well spaced and emptied regularly, and the boat launch is well made and easy for launching boats. The only thing holding this score back are things that are made for the glampers. This campground does not have showers, electricity, and no lodge with Wi-Fi. Finally, the reservation cost gets a 5. $18 a night is fair for a site like 17, the one I was on, but for many of the small, overgrown sites, this is simply just not worth the price. Also, many campgrounds around this area are $15 a night, which would be a much more fair price for the undesirable sites. So now let's tally all that up to give us our final score. That's right, Crescent Lake Campground gets a 6.5. Honestly, I think this is a fair score. For being close by, this is a great place to go. But also I'm not giving this a 10 because it's not like a campsite in Yosemite. Thank you so much for sticking around. We're nearing the end of the video. If you guys want to follow my photography, go to Brandon10K on Instagram and the link will be in the description. Also, if you found this informative, make sure to like and subscribe. And that's about it. This is the end of the video. Here's some B-roll from my time staying here. Enjoy.
One step, two step can be a hard walk down a slippery line. Lest ye forget what keeps your heart warm on the coldest nights. You're never gonna have the answers to everything all at once. Think what they're all missing, you've got in abundance. How I sound now, I won't sound by tonight, so I'll hold your cards tight against the floor.